We often overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. Our mindsets are what truly limit us and what can be seen over and over. Stick to the end of this episode, and I'll share key tips on mentorship, how to be an effective mentor, and how you can continue to grow and be incredible. Hi, I'm Paul Faronbi, aka IncrediPaul, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a shorter form of the podcast where I dive deeper into specific leadership, business, and career topics. Today, I'm talking about mentorship. It's something that most of us have heard, but not a lot of us know how to effectively do it. You may be thinking to yourself, as a 20 something year old professional, I need a mentor, but I'm not necessarily sure how to go about doing it. So, whether you're 20 something, 30 something, really, if you consider yourself a young professional leading mentorship, this episode is definitely for you. And I'm here to help. Keep in mind, no matter how old you are, there is someone that can mentor you, whether you're young or old. There's always someone that can mentor you. If you're an introvert leaning, as I have been growing up, there are some specific strategies I'll share with you as well. First thing I will say is that mentorship is not limited to in person. You can get mentorship from books. I know if you're still in college, a book is probably the last thing you want to hear because I know you have textbooks, all that stuff, but stick with me. Audiobooks also count. But one of my favorite ways for mentorship and continuing to grow is podcasting. If you couldn't tell by all the stuff I do with podcasting, what is key is to be intentional about what you're reading or what you're listening to. Seek out topics that you're passionate about and things you want to grow in. A lot of times, especially with books, people will say, oh, you want to read this book, you want to read that book. But if it's not something that you want to grow in, or maybe something that you have a pain point in, you might want to park that recommendation for later. Other thing you want to consider is seek out people who are doing what you want to do. Keyword want to do. Maybe it's something that you're doing now, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily want to continue doing that. Seek out people doing what you want to do. I've done this throughout my career, and you'll be surprised at how willing people are to help you. I'll even offer myself for help. If you need help, reach out, info@incredipaul.org, or any of my socials at letter I, letter M, IncrediPaul. But focus on people just a couple steps ahead of you instead of people at the end of the journey. It's really easy to get caught up in, like, maybe I want to be the next Oprah or Tyler Perry or maybe Elon Musk, all these different people. But focus on people just a couple steps ahead of you. So if you're 18, just getting to college, like, seek out mentorship from juniors or people who are just starting their careers, even like sophomores at times. There are so many times that there are things that you don't even know to ask, but just hanging around these people, you just get to learn from them. But make the conversation focus on the mentor. Make sure you ask questions. You don't want this to turn into a one-sided conversation that you're just talking about yourself the whole time. A good mentor is going to ask you questions about yourself, but make sure you are intentional about asking them questions. My nonprofit, Knowledge STEM, has a free mentorship program. So this is specifically dedicated for helping people who are underrepresented in STEM. So whether it's minorities or women in STEM. So you can go to knowledgestem.com, click on the mentorship tab, and then you can learn more about it. Because really, we're trying to unite, support, and build community among all historically excluded peoples in STEM. Finally, realize that not only can you seek out mentorship, you can also be a mentor to someone else. So I have younger siblings, and my sister just graduated last year. And I even like talking to a lot of people who graduated, and they don't realize how much value you can give to someone just a year behind. So you might have just entered your career and you're thinking, there's not any mentorship I can give. But think about the people who maybe have, first off, never had an internship, never had any job experiences, you're in a job experience, or people who are still trying to get through the job search process. You can help mentor them. And really, mentorship is all the mentorship is helping someone in an area where you have more skills than them in. So there's peer-to-peer mentorship, there's mentorship between people that are older and younger. And as young professionals, as you might imagine, you have more skills in the area of definitely social media and technology than your bosses or older colleagues. And definitely leverage this to your advantage. You can mentor them in that way. But be mindful as you offer to help them, come from a place of support and not as a place to like take over and prove them wrong. Key thing to remember is that giving and receiving mentorship is absolutely positively a great way to grow, a great way to continue to learn, and the best way, I think, to truly be incredible.